Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for being here. My name is JR, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about a video by Abba and Preach. Now, some of you may know who Abba and Preach is. I feel like a lot of you, or most of you, do. Probably anybody watching this video knows who Abba and Preach is. They've gotten massive as of recent. I've been watching their videos for a while now, and I actually really enjoy their content. I want to put that out there before we get into the video that I really enjoy their content. They're one of the few channels that I'm subscribed to and actually watch. I barely subscribe to anybody that I regularly watch, so they're one of the few. I actually have to admit that. So I really enjoy their content, so this is in no way trying to be upset or bash anybody or anything like that. I don't want it to come across that way. If anything, I actually really enjoy. I've done a video on one of their videos before, and I actually agreed with everything they had to say. I usually do, but in this specific video, I actually didn't agree with mainly what Preach had to say, because Preach was the main one talking in this video. If you guys don't know, they did a video on the situation with Lil Nas X and all that freakish stuff he was on with the video and Satan and the blood and the shoes and all that kind of stuff. Abba really didn't have much to say on this one. It was mainly Preach, because they brought up a lot of religious things. Preach, in this case, brought up a lot of religious things, and that's not something that they're really into. But I guess Preach felt as though people were being hypocritical in regards, at least Christians were, in regards to their reaction to Lil Nas X, and I actually didn't agree. There was one part I actually definitely did agree with that he was talking about, and we're going to get to that in the video. But I actually didn't agree with everything else he said, and it's not so much, like I said, offense or anything like that. It's more so I feel like misrepresentation of Christians. I'm a Christian myself, so when I heard some of this, I was like, no, I don't really think that's how this works, or what this meant, or what people were, you know, the type of feeling that people were having and things like that. So I just kind of wanted to touch on some things in the video that he talked about. I'm not going to deep dive into it, because I'm not a preacher. Okay, I am a Christian. I do take my belief very seriously, but I'm not a preacher, so I'm not going to dive deep and really pick apart and analyze every single thing, anything like that. Just a quick, you know, brief go over, because I just wanted to clarify some things, because, you know, like any stereotypes, there are good stereotypes, there are bad stereotypes. I feel like there's a lot of bad stereotypes for Christians, and things I wanted to kind of clear up. Because I just don't like the misinformation. Not that Preach was trying to purposely do that or be that way or anything like that. This is just stuff that I personally saw and felt was like, not accurate, not an accurate portrayal of the Christian belief or Christians themselves. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the video. Before we start, guys, do me a favor. If you like these type of videos, please go ahead and hit that like button. Really appreciate it. I'm a commentary channel just getting started, so I would really like this channel to do well. I enjoy talking about these topics, all kind of topics. I have videos that you guys can check out. Not very many, but some that I've done on other subjects and things like that. So if you guys are enjoying it, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's go ahead and get into it.
Today's topic, right. Lil Xanax and the shoe and
Lil Xanax.
Video. I don't know if you see. You want to see the video?
Yeah, Lil Xan was tripping. Honestly, man was tripping.
You want to see it? No.
These two crack me up, by the way. They always make me laugh.
I saw a clip of like a really short one, and honestly, the only thing I thought of in my head when I saw it was gay.
But
that was the point. That was the whole point he was trying to do.
What about the kids that are watching, and what about the kids that are? Stop putting the people out there like responsible for your kids. Okay, they your kids. You're the one that's supposed to do something.
Now, this part right here, I don't even really have to play it out. He's 100% right. I don't know why people always put the responsibility of their kids, like just their kids' whole education about the world, about themselves, just about everything basically, on celebrities. Like, they literally allow their kids to look to these celebrities as guides to how to get through life, and that's just wrong. It's just completely wrong. That is not the responsibility of the celebrity. He even says in the video, and he's absolutely right, they're entertainers. They have no responsibility to teach your children, to guide your children, to help your children in any way, shape, or form. They're entertainers. That's what they signed up to do, and that's it. It's actually very irresponsible as a parent to allow your kids to be brought up and guided by what's essentially a total stranger. Just because you like their music, just because you like their movies or whatever it is they do, doesn't mean you know them or anything about them. And clearly, with all the shock going around with Lil Nas X, you guys didn't know a thing about Lil Nas X. So getting upset at him in regards to, you know, your children, and I thought someone was coming through my door, I'm sorry. In regards to your children, it's not their job to educate them. It's not their job to teach them or to guide them. It's just not. Parents have really got to stop doing that. And he points out people like to sit their kids in front of their laptops and tablets and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I get it. My mom sat me in front of the TV, you know, to be able to get some work done. But the thing is, she sat me in front of stuff like Gullah Gullah Island and Barney, you know, and at that point they were trying at least to teach your kids, you know, good moral values and things like that. But even then, that's still not their job. So if you, I'm not saying you can't sit your kids in front of this kind of stuff or give them a little distraction. Just monitor what it is. That's your job to monitor what it is. And if there's something that needs to be explained or taught, you should be the one doing it, not Lil Nas X or Drake or any musical artist, any actor, actress, anybody but you or anybody you designate to teach your kids. So that part's easy. I 100% agree. There's nothing to even talk about there. It's just facts. Okay, here's the part. Here's the part.
Shoe that was not really with Nike. It was not with Nike. It was not in collaboration with Nike.
Which I just want to quickly say, I don't know how they did that or why they thought that would be okay to slap a Nike symbol. First of all, on any shoe that Nike didn't approve, but then a shoe like this. That one took me all the way out. That's what shocks me. That was hilarious. The video and Lil Nas X didn't necessarily shock me a whole lot. You know, people being strange. I don't know, but that part got me. That was funny.
So Nike's now going through legal procedures, but that's besides the point. People were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe all of that Satanist and satanistic stuff," because the shoe is the 666 shoe with one drop of blood of human blood in the sole of the shoe.
Whose blood, by the way?
Well, you know,
whose blood is that? I just want, again, it's the shoe that's getting me. Like the whole thing, like the fact that there's blood in it. Whose blood is that? And how did you get it? Was there consent? I hope there was consent. Like, I don't know, man. That part. Yeah, that part.
It's different than, you know, a couple of drop of tears from the children that are making them shoes, but that's besides the point, right? People are mad because of the whole symbolic. There's a whole bunch of symbolics with Satan and stuff for that. Oh, we're indulging in those Satanist, devil worshiping stuff. I was just thinking to myself, if you look at the Bible itself, him just being gay is satanic.
Okay. And that's where we're going to kind of start this. This is the first part of it. And his argument he makes is that for Christians, you know, what he's doing is satanic and even all this kind of stuff like that. And I just wanted to put something out there because it's been going around for a while now. It still goes on to this day. Christians do not hate the LGBT, homosexuals, anything like that. We do not. Hey guys, this is me in post, just realizing that what I said may be taken out of context here. I just want to make it clear, I'm not saying that Preach is saying Christians hate the LGBT or homosexuals or anything like that. I know he didn't use the word hate. I'm just going off of the whole idea that Christians find them satanic and things like that. And that's what I was referring to, because of course Christians hate anything that's considered satanic. Therefore, someone being gay or anything like that would be satanic, therefore we hate them and stuff like that. And that's usually the false narrative that goes on. And what I'm explaining here is that that's not the case from a true Christian standpoint. There is no hate for that person whatsoever. We don't agree with the behavior of the act, but the person is perfectly fine in our eyes. I just wanted to make that clear. I understand Preach didn't use the words hate or anything like that, just to make that clear. Okay, continue with the video. real Christians. I'm going to put this out here right now. Real Christians who actually know what they're talking about, because there's definitely those out there talking a whole bunch of nonsense, claiming they know this, that, and the third, and they don't. You know, and you know, some of them, they mean well and they think they know, but they don't. And some of them are just straight, they just out there. And if there's any Christians out there hating on the LGBT community or anything like that, I don't, you are excommunicated as far as I'm concerned. I don't acknowledge you or rock with you whatsoever, because that is not what Christianity is about. I think a lot of people misunderstand, and it has to do with, you know, Old Testament, New Testament, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I'm not going to get into a whole lot of detail with that. The point is, it's the act or behavior that Christians do not agree with and don't support. It is not the person. We have absolutely no problem with the person. It's no different than the person who stole something or the person who committed adultery and stuff like that. It's not the person. It's the act. It's the behavior that we don't agree with and that we feel needs to change. That's it. That's it. Any person who's a homosexual or part of the LGBT in any way, shape, or form is welcome to a real church. When I say real church, a real church isn't going to turn them away for that. If they are there to truly learn and hear and understand, you know, what this belief is about, what the faith is about, and things like that, they are welcome regardless. It doesn't matter who they decide to do whatever with is their business. That's they're not going to be turned away for that. Now, if they're going to be there to try and change people's minds or promote their agenda and stuff like that, then, you know, they're going to have to be removed. But that's true of any religion. You can't go to a Buddhist temple and start shouting, you all should be Christians and you all should be doing this and that. Nah, you getting kicked out. You getting straight kicked out. Same thing, Muslim, anything like that. But if you're there to actually learn and respect that belief, and let's be honest, if you're truly interested and you went there to truly learn, you're probably questioning everything anyway, what you believed previously, your way of life, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, a real church, real Christians have no problem with the person. They will treat the person the exact same way that we treat everyone else, with respect and dignity regardless. So that's something that I just wish people would stop spreading, that, oh, Christians hate gay people and they hate the LGBT and they don't like them and all this other kind of stuff. That's not true at all. If you know any of them, they do not represent us Christians, and it's not even biblically sound. Okay. And again, you have to separate Old from New Testament. Old Testament, they were stoning people for everything. Okay. They weren't playing at that time. And then of course the New Testament came, Jesus dying on the cross for all of our sins and things like that. So at that point, that wasn't the message anymore. The message changed from the Old Testament to the New Testament. And with that, forgiveness, kindness, understanding, repentance, all that other kind of stuff. It's all about grace and forgiveness in the New Testament. And that's the time we're living in now. This is all considered the New Testament as far as, you know, what we Christians believe is part of the New Testament. Forgiveness, understanding, grace. So that goes literally against the belief of our faith, of God, of all that. That literally goes against what we're trying to promote. We're promoting forgiveness. We're promoting understanding. We're promoting grace. But to hate any group goes against that directly. So no, that's not true. Again, people go to the Old Testament, it says this here. Yeah, there's a lot you can learn from the Old Testament, but we do not practice the same Old Testament. By that logic, we should still be offering up goats and sheep as sacrifices. Okay, so if you're not doing that, then don't quote from the Old Testament for me. If you're not out here sacrificing animals for every sin you commit, then don't go quoting from the Old Testament. But again, I'm not going to delve too far into that, but I just wanted to clear that up. Christians we do not, real ones, honest Christians who take it serious, do not have anything against, and no, you're not going to hell. No, I don't want to get into that either, but seriously, you're not going to go to hell because you're gay. You're not. That's a whole nother thing. Again, I'm not a preacher. I'm not going to go into that. You can, there's people I can recommend that you can listen to and they can educate you on this, but you're not. Okay. That's not how that works. That's not the reason people end up going to hell and stuff like that. All it is we don't agree with that lifestyle. We think that things should be handled differently. Again, not going to go into it, but we just don't agree. That's it. That's all. So moving on.
No, but there's always a way. No, there isn't. Read the goddamn book. I'm not for, I'm not with. I dropped that thing a whole long ass time ago because of the inconsistency of that.
Abba is not here for it right now. It does seem like he's like, I'm not saying a word. He really woke up and chose violence today. Yo, and here's the thing. I ain't got a problem with Preach at all. If this is how Preach feels, that's fine. I'm just wanting to clear up any misrepresentation here, because a lot of people think this way. A lot of people think Christians are these people who just think everybody else is down here and we're up here and everything you're doing is wrong and you're terrible people and you're going to hell and you're going to hell and you're going to hell. Like we're basically the Oprah of heaven. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. No. That's not it at all. And I just kind of want to clear those things up. But this is cracking me. I was like, yo, he's going in right now.
You make some researches and stuff like that, and you get out of the indoctrination that you know the Bible and the religion made for you. Satanists don't actually believe in Satan. Yeah, I know. Weird. They do not believe in Satan.
And I'm not gonna like say he's wrong in this because I haven't looked into all that and stuff like that. All I'm gonna say is this: that's not really the point. A lot of people play with things they don't understand. They do it all the time. They may not actually believe in Satan, but what he's gonna bring up later in a minute is the whole idea of it, the rebellious side, the pushing against any form. And that's wherein lies the problem: pushing against any form of rules, regulation, boundaries. Because that's really what Satanism is all about. It's pure chaos. No rules, nothing is off limits. Anything and everything goes. That's the idea of it. Now, obviously, a lot of them don't know what they're doing because they're not getting involved in the whole human sacrifice mess and all that, rituals and all that creepy stuff, that real, like I said, Old Testament type of stuff and everything like that. Most people, they're not going to be getting into that. They're not doing that, admittedly. But it's still the whole idea. It's the whole understanding of it, which is just, it's pure chaos and anything goes. It's going against anything that makes sense and that is considered right. If it's considered right, well, then I want to go the opposite way. That's the whole idea around this whole Satanism thing. And that's basically what Lil Nas X was doing. He was trying to just go against the grain. He was trying to do the exact opposite of what people had been telling him. And again, same thing with misinformation. It's a shame that there are Christians out there who are doing that. Lil Nas X said that people were that was the whole thing behind the video, people telling him he's going to go to hell and all this kind of stuff for him being gay and stuff like that. And it's a shame that he has to deal with that, but I just hate the fact that it's now representative of all of us. Apparently all Christians think this way, and that's not true at all. If I had ever met Lil Nas X, first of all, religion isn't even going to be brought up. I don't go around trying to push my beliefs on people. That's another thing people think Christians do, is pushing their beliefs. I don't do that. If I had met Lil Nas X, it literally would have been the most normal interaction you can have with a human being, because what you believe and everything like that, I don't care. I believe what I believe. If you're interested, you can ask. I can try to help. And that's about it. If you're not interested, I'm not going to say it. It's as simple as that. So it's a shame he has to deal with these sort of people. And if he did have any questions for me and stuff like that, it would have been a simple, no, you're not going to go to hell. I don't think, I don't believe that. The real Christians who take it seriously, who've studied and learned, they don't think that as well. That's not the case. That's not even what Christianity is trying to promote. That'd be very opposite, and wouldn't make any sense, because a huge thing in Christianity is Jesus died on the cross for all of our sins. So if you're still going to go to hell for all the sins you've committed, past, present, and future, then what was the point? It goes against our belief. It really does. So no, it's a shame that he has to deal with that. But as far as the whole Satanism thing, it really doesn't matter whether they're doing the serious, hardcore cult and rituals and human sacrifice and all that kind of stuff. It's the whole principle behind it, which is just pure chaos and no rules and no boundaries. And that's just wrong. It's not okay. It's not to me anyway. I mean, I'm not going to tell people what you can and can't do. But I love rules. I love boundaries. I love all of that. It's what it's what makes society. We wouldn't really have a society without it. So yeah.
The only religion really that believes in, well, not the only religion, but the people that believe in Satan, Christian. Well, they don't believe in, but they believe that he exists.
Right.
You know, that it's a thing. And you have to look at that. Why would someone be a Satanist? Well, because, you know, made my research over the time, and I was intrigued, and I see that, you know, it's just, Satan is just viewed as the rebel, right? Because he's the one that brought the original sin to humankind. The original sin is knowledge. The first sin was knowledge. Well, the first sin was disobedience.
And that's the other thing that he goes into that I kind of wanted to talk about. So it's an oversimplifying of what happened with Adam and Eve and stuff like that. Again, I'm not going to go into super detail. It's more than just simple. They were kicked out for knowledge, which he's going to say. They were kicked out just because of knowledge and disobedience. It was more to it than that. There was things that Adam and Eve did not understand. And if they had just listened, it would have never happened. But they didn't, unfortunately. And, you know, what happened. But it was also a transfer of power that a lot of people don't understand or get. It wasn't just God saying, I'm mad, get out. That was the whole thing about them realizing they were naked and stuff like that. The knowledge of good and evil basically was what the tree that they ate from, the knowledge of good and evil. And basically they just became aware of sin and bad and good and things like that. They had no awareness of that prior to eating that because they didn't need it. There was no such thing as bad things or sin in the world or anything like that. When they did that, they became aware of those things, and Satan wanted that because that's where the transfer of power came in. Satan had no power until they did what they did. Then he was able to bring in things like sickness, disease, poverty, depression, anguish, all the things that we know of today just came in because of that transference. God gave man power over the earth. Man ended up transferring it to Satan when they took part of the apple. That's basically the whole thing there. And it's not, like I said, it's not just as simple as, oh, we gained knowledge and God got upset. No. And that's kind of the way Preach kind of says it. And again, like I said, I'm not coming against Preach or anything like that. This is what he interpreted in the Bible. And that's the problem. A lot of people do. They interpret the Bible for themselves instead of letting the Bible interpret Bible. And what I mean by that is first half of the Bible was written in Greek. The New Testament, not the first, I'm sorry. The Old Testament, which is the first half of the Bible, was written in Hebrew, and the second half was written in Greek. A lot of preachers who take it very serious translate that because there's a lot of words and things that get lost in that translation when you try to translate over to English. So things can sound odd or funny, and it doesn't really mean what you actually think it means. There's different words used and things like that. So a lot of people translate it. A lot of the preachers translate it for their congregation so that they can understand what they were trying to say when doing that. That's why it's like you can't interpret it yourself. You can't make up your own interpretation. That's like trying to make up your own interpretation for someone else's autobiography. You have to go off of their words. And if you're confused, you go to the source. You go to the person and ask them, what did you mean when you said this? You don't come up with your own interpretation because 10 out of 10 times you're probably going to be wrong coming up with your own interpretation of what someone else meant when they told you what they meant. So yeah, that's basically that. Like I said, I've said this a bunch of times. I don't want to delve super far into it because there's going to be a ton of questions. Well, why did the tree come up in the first place? Why did he put that in there? I could go through that as well. Am I going to? No. If you guys really want to know these things, of course, there are churches out there. You'd have to be careful what churches you go to because they breed stupid things like you're going to hell if you do this, that, and the third. It's like, stop with this whole trying to curb people's behavior with you're going to go to hell. That's not how you do it. That's not, if you wanted people to do right, you don't threaten them with hell, especially when they're not believing yet. If they don't even believe in heaven or hell and stuff like that, how is that going to help anything? All you're doing is condemning people, which is the exact opposite of what Christians are trying to do. No condemnation. It's a huge thing in Christianity. You are free from guilt and condemnation due to Jesus' sacrifice. But yeah, we're going to leave that there. But like I said, it's just an oversimplification of what really took place in the Bible with Adam and Eve. But we're going to leave that alone. Again, this is just me clarifying some things so that people can get a better understanding of Christians and not all this stereotypical stuff that keeps going around.
But it brought them knowledge. You knowing everything and all of that, depending on your perspective, God is good or it can be bad. In any situation, someone can be good or someone can.
And that's the other thing. It's a lot of people who are just angry with God. They believed in God. They didn't get what they were expecting or they thought was supposed to happen. They get upset, they get angry, and they lash out through supposed, Satanism and stuff like that, or just going and doing their own thing and not listening or paying attention to that anymore, or just going their own way. It's a lot of that. People get disillusioned, upset, angry. And that's what I feel like Lil Nas is exhibiting. He's upset, he's angry, he's lashing out. So it's just as simple as that in regard to this.
Be bad in any situation. It depends how you look. For some people, God is good. So by definition, just him being there and being who he is in the Bible, he's already anti. Most of you already
anti. And that's not the truth.
Anti.
That's not true either. Anti. That's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. Again, you can come to church with tattoos. If a church turns you away because you have tattoos, you don't want to be at that church. I'm gonna just flat out say that. If a church turns you away for having tattoos, don't go there. You dodged a bullet. Trust me. A real church will not turn you away for that. It's like the idea of coming to the bath clean. What's the point of the bath? If someone's coming to you, if someone is coming to you and you see that they're dirty and they want to get clean, you don't say, well, you got to get clean first, then we'll come clean. No, that's the whole point. When people are coming to the church, if they're being genuine, they're seeking understanding. They're seeking help. They want someone to talk to and to help them and to explain to them and help them to understand. To turn them away because of things like a tattoo, you're gay, you're this, that, and the third. I've been to prison before and stuff like that. That's just ridiculous. It goes against everything the church stands for. They're wanting to help. That's the whole thing. They want to help. They want to be a blessing to people. Why would they turn you away? Why would they turn away the very people that in the Bible it says God sent the apostles to help, to pray for them? God even says, there's a verse, I forgot which book, it says, Lord, forgive them for they don't know what they do. That verse alone should give you an idea of what we're trying to promote here. Whatever it is that you've done, currently doing, will do in the future, it's okay. It's okay. No one's here to condemn you or to talk down on you or make you feel bad about yourself. That is the whole point. Lord, forgive them for they don't know what they do. That's the whole point. We're not holding anything against you. So if you have tattoos, really, I'm serious. If the church turns you away or if they have a problem with you, you dodged a bullet. Stay away from people like that. I'm serious. Real Christians have no problem with it. They don't care. Fresh hair. Fresh hair. Let me stop before I get in trouble. We're trying to mock people's... I'm not trying to do that.
But ask your question, why? Are you indoctrinated by something? Just something that was taught you. You're not trying to look at the other side of things. You have to look at the other side of why would someone go in that religion? Why? What is their purpose? No, it's just wrong.
And that's the other thing. Some people do that. Some people do just blindly do things. But again, real Christians, people who really took time to listen, to read, to understand. You can't read through the Bible and think you understand it. That's not how that works. That's what preachers would be done in a day. You wouldn't even have to go to a preacher if you just read the Bible and that was it. There's so much to study, to learn. Like I said, the translation of with Hebrew and in the Old Testament, Greek in the New Testament, things like that. It's not as simple as it's made out to be. So there's a lot more to uncover and to unwrap and to dissect when it comes to that, when it comes to the Christian belief and to the faith in the Bible. There's a lot in there. But there are some people who just blindly follow things, and I don't subscribe to that either. For them, it is an indoctrination. For us, it's not an indoctrination. It really isn't. Case in point, I was someone who, yes, raised Christian, but I can decide for myself. And that's something that my parents told me. They said, you know, you have to decide for yourself. I raised you up in the way that you should go to the best of my ability. At that point, it's up to you what you want to do. You can keep with it. You can go the other way. That's like my mom flat told me that's not my concern. I did what I knew to do and what I knew was right. And then the rest is up to you. And that's a great way to present that to your kids, because it, like Preach is saying, it comes off as indoctrination when it seems like you didn't have a choice. Like, I was forced into this and I never got to choose for myself and stuff like that. Look, when you're a kid, you're an idiot. I'm just going to flat out say it. You're an idiot. So of course you have to be guided. And if you had to be forced to go to church or go to whatever it is that you were forced to go, some people were forced to play piano, some people were forced to do this, that, and the third. Kids don't know no better. You don't know what you want. You don't know anything. But once you reach that age, what your parents did was give you something. They gave you a basis. They gave you somewhere to start, and you can choose from there. That's what my parents gave me. They gave me somewhere to start. I learned about the Christian faith. I learned about Jesus and everything. And then after that, they gave me somewhere to start. I know all this. Now, what do I want to do with it? Do I want to continue with it, or do I want to go somewhere else with it? And I chose to continue with it. That was my choice. It wasn't indoctrination. I've gone all the way up with it. I've been through ups, downs. I've been through a lot, and I'm young. I'm still young, and I've honestly been through a lot. I've felt so much and dealt with so much and things like that. So yeah, I get it. So I can understand where he's coming from, where it may seem that way, but as long as you just present it correctly, then no, it's not indoctrination at all. As long, you know, for some people it may have been that way. For people who knew how to handle their kids, or when they taught other people like that, it's not indoctrination. It's literally just giving you information and then you make a choice.
It's just wrong. La 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 la.
Has he said he's a Satanist?
No, he's not. It's really just for clout. He hasn't said that he was. It's just because the shoe has a symbol, you know, the Baphomet, and the pentagram, and you know, with on baka no mi tamba man. Straight up, it was straight up with the 666, and there are 666 shoes. So there's a lot of symbolic that he takes from the Satanists, but then again, he's not. But if you look at the Bible, him just being just makes him that part. So most of you actually, as a matter of fact, come on now, it's just you believe that you're not. All of you are sinners. The deacon, the priest, the pastors, all of that. Mm-hmm. We're all sinners. That's what it's written in the scriptures. If you look at the scriptures, if you look at the scriptures,
and he's absolutely right, and that's the point. That's the point. I feel like Preach has probably been dealt with a lot of hypocrites, a lot of people, and you will run into that, people who are hypocritical and, you know, say one thing, do another, and things like that. But that's the whole point. That's the whole point of the Christian belief. The fact that we are imperfect. We have done wrong. We are currently doing wrong, some of us, and some of us will do wrong in the future. And that's okay. It's okay. Jesus took it all on himself. He still loves us. He's still here for us. It's okay. Despite all that, it's okay. And that's the kind of the whole point. But you do unfortunately have some people who lord over people, who make people feel bad, condemn people, talk down on people. And I don't acknowledge you. I don't know you. Okay. Paul, I know, Jesus, I know. I don't know you. I don't know you. So they can leave me out of that part. I don't like that.
Come on now. So him just being in the predicament that he is, he's part of that, according to the Bible. So how are you surprised? Symbols. It's really Christians that believe in Satan, not really Satanists. Satanists is really just
they just don't know what they're doing.
That's what it is.
They don't know what they're getting into. They're just.
That's not a video too. I know there's a bunch of people in the comments that are gonna go extra. Oh my God! I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, you.
Hey, and I ain't got no problem with Preacher Abba. I still think they make a lot of sense on a lot of stuff. You can't take that away from them just because you disagree with something. And that's what I appreciate. They understand that people disagree. They encourage people to talk to them and things like that. So this is what this video basically is. It's just kind of talking back and just saying, I disagree with that. And some of this just isn't true of all Christians and the way the Christians believe and just the Christian belief in general. Because again, when you're getting scriptural, a lot of these ideas aren't scriptural. They're not. And again, Old Testament doesn't apply to today. It doesn't. Like I said, there's things you can learn from the Old Testament, but those practices, they're not for today. So a lot of it goes against the New Testament, which is practiced today. And that idea that because Lil Nas is gay, he's a terrible person, he's evil, he's satanic, or anything like that, that completely goes against the practices of today.
I have no thoughts on religion and people and all this stuff.
You left that.
Whole discussion is just like
ABBA wants no part, and I understand. It's not a fun conversation to have with anybody, especially when people don't care or are not interested.
Overreacting?
Not for it.
You think they're overreacting?
He has no clue how to answer this. It's a weird question. It's a odd.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, tell us what you think. Anything else? No?
All right, y'all. So that was basically the whole video. That was it. And as far as that ending question, do you think it was an overreaction? I'm going to say yes and no. Yes and no. It was an overreaction in the sense. Yes, it was an overreaction in the sense of the parents and getting on him because of their children and stuff like that. That's your responsibility. You should be monitoring who your kids are listening to, who they're watching, all that kind of stuff. So yes, overreaction in that regard. And yes, in some cases, just for the sheer fact of people just some people, they go too far with things and they make it into something that it's not. Like you said, I don't believe Lil Nas really is a Satanist or anything like that. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's the thing with people. I feel like they get into things they don't know anything about. They didn't do the research. They didn't look into it. They really didn't pay attention. They just want to be a part of something. That's a lot of things. I feel like that's why people join gangs and stuff like that. They just want to be a part of something that they feel will accept them for who they think they are, for who they are, or who they think they are. So, at the end of the day, I just think that's what Lil Nas was doing. And really his side of it is kind of irrelevant in the sense of why people didn't overreact. Because in the case of people not overreacting, I think it's important to speak up about these things. People always amaze me when they let things go over and over and over again. They didn't say nothing when this happened. They didn't say nothing when that happened. Then they get so upset or whatever when something that they do care about or something that does affect them happens, and they want to sit and looking like, how did we get here? How did we get here? Because you were silent when everything else was going on because you felt like it didn't affect you or wasn't a big deal, and then now all of a sudden it is a big deal, but a day late and a dollar short, as they say. I think it's important for people to speak up. There's a proper way to speak up. And do people do that? No. They always use the wrong terms. They don't understand the whole situation or whatever the case may be. But in this case, I'm glad people are speaking up because this is just too much. It's way over the top. Whether you believe in Satan or not, even people who are atheists don't want a part of this. They don't want that flashing across their screen. They don't want that around their families, and especially the impressionable, because I'm not even talking about kids. I'm talking about full-grown adults who are impressionable like that. We don't need that in society. It's just not needed in society. I think that's something that everyone can kind of agree on. It's just not needed. It's not anything positive or helpful or anything like that. And Lil Nas X probably knows that. He knows that this isn't positive or helpful to anyone. It's literally just evil. It's supposed to be evil. It's supposed to be chaos and rebellion and screw you, basically. A big old fat screw you to your face. And cloud, of course. Which again, that's not necessarily a good thing. Not all cloud is good cloud. So, depends on who you ask. Paul Brothers. Who are they? Who am I thinking of? Those makeup... the people who do the makeup that's been getting into some trouble as of late. I don't know why I'm forgetting their name. You guys know who I'm talking about. The guys who be doing the makeup and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, to some people, all cloud is good cloud, no matter what it is. But yeah, this video is long enough. I'm gonna have to try to trim this down. Sorry guys for talking so much. It was just a lot of stuff to cover without diving deep. But overall, again, I like this channel. I will continue to like this channel. I like Abbott and Preach. I think they're hilarious. Their videos are really well done, and they deserve all the attention that they're getting. It's great. And I remember I was watching them before they were even at half a mil. I forgot, they were pretty low. I think they were at like 100,000 or something like that when I started watching them. And they just shot up, and they deserve it. This was just more so of clearing up any misrepresentations, because I really don't like the fact that there are truly really awesome Christians out there who are really just trying to help people and be a blessing and things like that have to walk around dealing with these stereotypes and this judgment from people who just don't understand or don't know, or think they know but don't really know. You know, that's the kind of thing that just bothered me and inspired this video. But other than that, I think they're hilarious. Definitely made a good point about the children and things like that. That's the parents' responsibility. But anyway, guys, you let me know what you think. You know, I'm passing it on. Once again, they passed the question off to us, to me. I passed the question off to you guys on what you guys think of anything I said. Why is my alarm going off right now? Please excuse that little interruption. But yeah, so yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Sorry for this long video. I gotta try to chop it up as much as possible. But yeah, that was just my take on this whole situation. As far as Lil Nas X, he's just going through it, and he may not want it, but I'll be praying for him, man. He may not want it, but yeah, I'm gonna pray for him, because I think he's just angry and upset and looking for attention. That's about it. I'm interested to know what Nike is going to end up doing, because why they slapped the Nike sign on it, I don't know. I guess to make them sell, but I don't think you're going to see $1 of that money. Or you're going to have to give that money back or something. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know what I'll be posting next. I just kind of come up with these wherever I come up with them at. Let me know what you guys want to see, if there's any topics or videos you want me to talk about, react to, any of that kind of stuff. I have an anime reaction channel if you guys like anime, you want to see me react to some anime and stuff like that. But thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.